Hi there. Welcome to Lane Snider and Stephen Harper's unauthorized financial stimulus package for small business. You heard there was a package coming together, and well, here it is. This is the unauthorized version of it. So, just a word of warning for you. Prime Minister Harper doesn't actually endorse that at all. He wasn't available to help me on the project, so I just took care of it myself. But President Obama might. We haven't been able to get a hold of him yet to find out. So, anyways, if you're like me, you're interested in making a little bit more money. And so that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the number one easiest way to make more money in your company. And one of my clients used this to make $800 extra about an hour after I left his office. And he's made over $3,000 a month with it since I revealed it to him. And it's something that's not taking him any extra work to do. And it's a technique that gets rid of problem customers as well. So that's what we're going to look at today in this section. For your information, we're going to do a couple more videos later as well. I've got probably going to do between 3 to 6 other videos after this one, and we'll get into what some of those are going to be on a little bit later. But let's get on with it. This is the number one easy money trick. And no varnish here, it's just increase your prices. Because A, you're probably not charging enough anyways. It's one thing that I recommend to almost everybody that I sit down with is that they increase their prices. Prices you can typically increase, often very substantially. People say, oh, I'm afraid to, and they get shaky knees and they worry about it, but it's really not usually that big of a deal. So here's how it works. Suppose that you increase your prices by just 15%, okay? So let's pretend that you have 100 customers a month and you charge $100 a unit. I really like my math, so we're going to keep it simple. And we'll assume that each customer buys 1 unit a month. So the profit after all of your expenses is 15%. So we say let's increase the price by just 15%. So instead of charging $100, we're going to charge $115 per unit. And we're going to see what happens with that. And here's what actually happens. Okay, if your profit margins are at about 15%, that's not too unrealistic. After you have your expenses and you pay out your labor and so on, your real profit margin on something for a lot of people is about 15%. So when you charge 15% more, you actually double your profits. So suppose in a best case scenario, maybe a best case scenario, you don't lose any of your customers. They accept your 15%, no problem. So you've just increased your profit by 100% at that point in time. Now, maybe you do lose some customers, and you know it can happen, you can lose some customers. So you lose 25% of your customers. You've just increased your profit by 50%, and you've theoretically freed up about 25% of your time that you're not having to deal with those other customers. So you're 50% richer and 25% less busy, which, hey, I like it. I don't know about you, but it works for me. The truth of the matter is that I've never seen someone increase their prices by just 15% and lose a quarter of their business. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure that in some obscure corner of the world something like that has happened, but it hadn't happened to me, and I haven't seen it yet. Now, if you increase your prices by 40% here, then if you lose 40% of your customers, you still be making 20% increase in business, in profit, and that's good. And you would have to lose half of your customers to have no net profit change, but then again, more of your time would be freed up. So there you go. Now, that's just a sort of a theoretical example, because the reality is that you would lose your problem customers. So when you increase your prices, you get rid of your problem customers. You see here? Here's the ashes of your problem customers. You don't have to worry about them anymore. And I've found in my business that probably about 10%, 5 to 10% of the customers create 90 to 95% of the problems. That you get Pareto's law working for us there. And when you get rid of them, you get rid of a lot of the problems. The people that you charge the least to, they complain the most about it, and they are the most demanding and the toughest to satisfy. And they're people that you don't want as customers. So you're allowed to fire them. And this is one kind way of firing those customers. Now, there is one little caveat, okay? And that works, this price increase thing works really well. It does. It works really well as long as you're not selling apples to apples. So if you have just a strictly straight commodity, you're selling apples, your neighbor's selling apples, they're the same apples, and you do just as good a job with them at selling your apples and you're just as friendly and there's no differentiation, then people will go for the cheaper apples. Now, it's very, very, very rare that that's actually the case. Okay, so don't sell commodities. Now, if you say, but I do sell commodities, well, then there's a number of things that you can do. One, you can differentiate yourself. One, do better service. Give a better service, or deliver it faster or on time when you say it will be. Develop more of a relationship with people because they will choose to work with people that they like and trust. And it's true, that's the way it works. So, when you increase your prices, you're going to attract better customer. You may even sell more, and you certainly are more likely to make more money. So, yeah, I've seen in the past when people increase their prices that the amount of sales actually go up because the price is higher, so then the perceived value is higher as well. Now, perceived value is you say, well, perceived value is maybe nothing, but the truth of the matter is that the value of your product or your service is entirely in the perceived value. So if someone has no perceived value of something, they're not going to buy it. But if they have a higher perceived value of it, then they're going to want it even more. And so when you increase the prices, sometimes you actually sell more. So that's good. Now, the goal, if you do all this, you can increase your prices, you make more money, and you get less work. And if you're like these guys and you enjoy painting your toenails, there's nothing wrong with a grown man painting his toenails with a group of his friends. Those aren't my friends. I don't know who those people are. They're just random people in the internet that I found. Then you can spend your time painting your toenails if you wish. More money for less work. So that's just a quick little bite for you. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do in some of the upcoming videos that are coming up really soon. So we're going to talk about the quickest way to get more customers in this economy. And I used it to grow a business that I'd started for with $300 out of pocket expenses, and I brought 15 new clients that were worth multiples of that every month. And it took me about 5 hours of time to put it all together. And it works really well, and it's the fastest way that I know of to grow your business and get more customers. We're going to do another one, and this is a subtle marketing trick that works on almost any business, and it's increased one of my clients' profits by over 90% over the course of a year. It works well in almost any business, but there's very few people who actually do it. And it's sort of a little bit of a ninja technique, ninja in that it's very sneaky and it's subtle, but it works very, very well. And your customers will love you for it, and your competition will wonder what you are doing. They won't know. Also, we're going to do another video that has 2 easy ways to increase the profits in your business without doing extra work. And we're not talking about raising the prices at that point in time, but we're talking about different ways that you can increase the dollar value of your customers, oftentimes exponentially. So those are some of the things that we've got planned for you. And my Google alerts are showing up here, so that's wonderful. But I look forward to working with you on the next video that's coming up. So let me just shut this off, and away we go.